This kind of talking is very close to the Buddhist teaching. The flame is not a thing, that is a process. We have learned that consciousness is made of mental formations. Mental formations manifest and succeed to each other and give the impression that there is a current, there is a conscious an entity called alaya, or mentation, or mind consciousness. David Hume, that philosopher of the 18th century, has already said something like this. Consciousness is a beam of light, or a collection of different perceptions. Consciousness is a collection of different perceptions. Very close to the teaching of the Buddha, consciousness is made of mental formations that succeeding each other. It's like a river. When you look at the river, you think that the river is one entity that remains very much the same. You go away and 3 years later you come back, you see the same river. But that is a mental construction. Because those of us who are able to look at the river, we see that the river will not be the same after we have taken the first swim, and then we go up, and when we go down to the river, that is a different river. One can never bathe twice in the same river. You know that statement. So the river, if we look deeply, we can see the particular. And you will not be fooled by the image of the universal. The universal is a representation of the mind, a mental construction. So Hume said that consciousness is a beam or a collection of different perceptions which succeed each other with an inconceivable speed. This is correct, because the mind goes very quickly. And they are in a flux and a perpetual movement that is printed in Traité de la nature humaine. I have the French quotation only. L'esprit est un faisceau ou une collection de perceptions différentes qui se succèdent avec une rapidité inconcevable et qui sont dans un flux et un mouvement perpétuel. Hume has observed and he has seen the same thing as Buddhist practitioners. Consciousness is not a thing, an entity, but a process. William James, in his Principles of Psychology, he also described consciousness as a current of thought, un courant de pensée, un courant de conscience. And about 15 years later, Henry Bergson came up with a new image. And he said that consciousness has the cinematographic nature. because William James did not have a chance to see cinema. Cinema is invented after William James, but Henri Bergson, he had the opportunity to witness to the creation of cinema. That is why he had described it as consciousness as having a cinematographic nature, and that is true. Because when you look at a film, you have the impression that some real story is happening. But in fact, if you look deeply, you see that there are only individual pictures succeeding each other and give the impression that there is an entity. We have seen that mental formations, they manifest very quickly, and they succeed to each other's, and give the impression that consciousness is something long-lasting. And a current, and they speak of a current of consciousness. But in the time of the Buddha, they already begin to talk about consciousness as a current. In the Theravada tradition, Bhavanga, life continuum, is described as a current, a river. Bhavanga Sutta. Sutta in Sanskrit, Sutta means a current. Always flowing, always changing. And we have to learn to train ourselves to look at things like that. In his book, Evolution Créatrice, published in 1908, Henri Bergson used the term mécanisme cinématographique de la pensée. Cinematographic cinematographic mechanism of the mind. And he said, le mécanisme de notre connaissance usuelle, le mécanisme de notre connaissance usuelle est de nature cinématographique. And that gave us a chance to recognize the fleeting nature of consciousness. Store consciousness has the duty, has the function of storing all informations, all experiences, and not let them to get lost. It's like a CD-ROM that has the capacity of holding many texts. And what is the content of store consciousness? We know already that the content of the object of store consciousness is all the seeds, Sattva Bhijaka. That is why store consciousness has the name Sattva Bhijaka, the totality of